Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They've got him! It's a sack!
Sixers.
Oh, baby!
And Flyers.
He scored!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey. This is Game Night with Josh Hennig.
It's good!
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
And he scored!
Now live from inside the Ocean Casino Resort Studio, here's Josh Hennig.
Thursday edition on 97.3 ESPN. NFL Week 3 begins tonight. And you hear the game right here on 97.3 ESPN. Before we get to the Bills and the Jets, we'll get to the latest Eagles injury report news. A new name has been added. Should we be concerned? Plus, Vic Fangio spoke to the media today, and I have some reactions to what the defensive coordinator for the Eagles had to say to the media. Plus, Rob Maaddi from the Associated Press will join us coming up in less than 20 minutes from now. As always, you can join the conversation at 609-403-0973. Also, your DMs into the 973 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City. So, after the Eagles defense completely collapsed, I mean, they just completely fell apart at the end of that game. You turn around, and now you got to go against the Saints team that has been scoring at a prolific pace. I mean, they're averaging over 40 points per game. And, you know, Vic Fangio, he's an honest guy. Okay, Fangio is not going to BS people. He's not going to beat around the bush. He's not going to make things up as he goes along. It's not who he is. But I do got to say, his answers today didn't instill a lot of confidence. The answers that he gave the media about the defense today, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't exactly walk away from his conversation with the media today excited. When he was asked about the Eagles' run defense against a Saints team that has been prolific offensively and prolific in the run game, well, I'll let the defensive coordinator speak for himself.
Well, if you don't stop the run, you're not going to get in the obvious pass. And, you know, the team we're playing this week, they either run it or max protect, play action, run boots. You know, they're doing a great job offensively, which makes it hard.
Does that sound like a coordinator who has all the answers? Not to me. And I'm not saying this to be critical of Fangio or say he's dumb or he's an idiot or he's a bad coach. He's not any of that. You don't hang around in the NFL for over 20 years if you stink. This guy had good defenses with the Colts. He had great defense with the 49ers. He had good defenses with the Bears, good defense with the Dolphins. And even with the head coach in Denver, he was good at his job. So it's not that he's a bad coach. But it gets back to the question I asked earlier today to Mike Gill on the Sports Bash. When we look at this team, did they construct this team wrong? Well, Fangio was asked about one of the players that Howie Roseman acquired, Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff is just like his number. He's been a zero. He has been zero impact on the Packers game, and he was zero impact on the Monday Night Football game against the Falcons. Vic Fangio on Bryce Huff.
Yeah, he's still going to be the starter, but we're mixing those guys in as I know you know, and we'll continue to do that. He's still learning how to play, the total game and not just rush situations, but he's working hard at it, and we're going to stick with him.
He's still learning. He's still getting better. He's getting there. Again, it doesn't instill confidence. And I think that's the problem I'm having here, is that after the Eagles defense played really well for 3.5 quarters, the final drive of the game, they got picked apart like they were the worst defense in football. And Mike Mayock was on the Believe in Eagles podcast. Mike Mayock, former Raiders general manager, longtime NFL analyst, former player in the league. He talked about what the Saints offense did to the Cowboys. Now, pair the lack of ringing endorsement from Fangio with what Mike Mayock says here about what the Saints did against the Cowboys team last Sunday.
Dark threw a 70-yard dime last week to Rashid Shaheed on a play action, max protect. They blocked Micah Parsons with all kinds of creative looks. Not just saying hey, our right tackle or left tackle, you got to, no. They had running backs, tight ends, tackles, pulling guards. They got all over Micah Parsons. And when Derek Carr is comfortable, he can sling it as good as anybody.
Telling you guys, I'm not getting a lot of confidence here. I'm not feeling great about this. And then the news comes out a few hours after Vic Fangio speaks to the media. And I guess we should have saw this coming, because when John McMullen was on with Mike Gill earlier today on the Sports Bash, he said, I didn't see CJ Gardner-Johnson on the field during the media section of the practice. Well, CJ Gardner-Johnson is the new name on the injury report. He has a foot issue, they're labeling it as. So 3 players did not practice today. A.J. Brown, who he told Lisa Salters he's probably going to be out for a couple weeks. So I wasn't expecting A.J. to play at all this Sunday anyway. CJ Gardner-Johnson, he's new though. Foot issue. Now remember, CJ went down in the Packers game in week 1. And he only missed a couple plays. He came back in the game. So is this connected to that? Did he just aggravate something in practice? Is this connected to the injury he sustained last year with the Detroit Lions? If CJ Gardner-Johnson is not on the field this Sunday in New Orleans, your defense just went from, I hope they can slow down the Saints, to I'm having deja vu to the 2018 game in New Orleans. I know some of you might not want to remember that game in 2018, but I will never forget, it was that huge, massive beatdown the Eagles got from the Saints. The Eagles went down there with that duct tape defense. I mean, their secondary had so many injuries heading into that game. And while the Eagles played the Saints much better in the playoff game later that year, they lost 48-7. They lost 48-7 with a duct tape defense back there. A defense that, frankly, had a lot of guys who would not be starting in an NFL game on an average week. But on a week like that, you needed every single one of those guys for better or for worse. You remember Shandon Sullivan and Devontae Bosme and Crevan LeBlanc. They got shredded. Mike Mayock and Vic Fangio gave me no more confidence in this team going into this Saints game. Two old football guys telling you, one guy saying, hey, we're going to try to get better. And the other guy saying, yeah, the Saints literally took out one of the best defensive players in football, neutralized him, Micah Parsons, made him a zero impact on the game, and they controlled the outcome of that game. I mean, it is going to be an absolute mess. And Mike Mayock on the Believe in Eagles podcast, he tells you what the Eagles need to do to stop Derek Carr, who is playing right now like one of the best quarterbacks in football.
The Eagles defense gave up a bunch of big plays to Green Bay. And then last week they gave up a 41-yard touchdown pass. They got to stop giving up the chunk plays, especially with Derek Carr off play action, because you got to make Derek Carr beat you in the red zone. You can't let him throw 30, 40, 50, 70-yard touchdown passes. If Derek Carr is going to beat you, it's got to be in the red zone.
Obviously played a lot of nickel these first two games because the teams are playing a lot of three wides against us. So, most teams' normal reaction is to play a good bit of nickel. I have to do a better job of coaching the guys on the technique and do the job better. I just haven't done a good enough job of getting that done.
Eagle fans are getting flashbacks to Andy Reid saying, I got to do a better job. We'll ask Rob Maaddi from the Associated Press coming up next, his thoughts on the Eagles heading to New Orleans, Vic Fangio, the Saints' explosive offense, all that and more, as well as the latest on NFL Week 3, a plethora of injuries around football that will impact the games this weekend. I'm Josh Hennig, and this is Game Night on 97.3 ESPN FM and a 97.3 ESPN mobile app. It's free thanks to First Bank of Sea Isle City.
This is South Jersey's official home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles continue the 2024 season this Sunday in New Orleans against the Saints.
Taysom Hill takes the snap. He is running, tries to get outside. He is brought down.
Listen to all the action with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick with pregame coverage starting at noon and kickoff at 1 p.m. This is the play-by-play home of the Philadelphia Eagles. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Oh, yeah, it's on at Matt Black Nissan.
New 2024 Nissan Rogue S, 0 down and 2.9% financing for 60 months. But when they're gone, they're gone. Have a trade? Bring it to AJ the Trade Man. He's paying cash, lots of cash, up to 120% more cash than KBB fair market value. Then drive home in your new 2025 Matt Black Nissan Kicks. Just $299 per month lease with 0 security deposits. And every new Matt Black Nissan comes with our 4-day love it or leave it return policy. Have a job clearing $450 per week at Matt Black Nissan? You're virtually approved today with 0 down and low 2.9% financing. MattBlackNissan.com. Approved Tier 1 credit for NEMAT. Negative equity will be refinanced with the new vehicle. Plus tax tag at $589 fee. Offers can't be combined. Call 877-289-6670 or go to MattBlackNissan.com for complete details. 24 months, 10,000 miles, $27.99 due through NEMAT. PIN RC 738396. MSRP 31,115. Offer ends 9/30/2024. It's on at Matt Black Nissan on the Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
To make switching to the new Boost Mobile risk-free, we're offering a 30-day money-back guarantee.
So why wouldn't you switch from Verizon or T-Mobile?
Because you have nothing to lose. Boost Mobile is offering a 30-day money-back guarantee.
No, I asked why wouldn't you switch from Verizon or T-Mobile?
Oh.
Wouldn't.
Because you love wasting money as a way to punish yourself because your mother never showed you enough love as a child?
Whoa. Easy there.
Yeah.
Applies to online activations. Requires port in and auto pay. Customers activating in stores may be charged non-refundable activation fees.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Don't get left in the dark. Calvi Electric, a certified Generac dealer, has you covered. From installation to maintenance, they're your go-to experts for Generac generators, ensuring your home stays powered through any storm. A Generac home standby generator will automatically restore power to your home during an outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted. Put your trust in Calvi Electric, the premier electrical contractor serving South Jersey for over 115 years. Visit calvielectric.com today or call 609-345-0151.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have a full tank of gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Powered by the all-new BetParks New Jersey Casino and Sportsbook app. BetParks.com. This is the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network.
The Phillies fall as the Brewers clinch their division. I'm Nick Earnshaw with your South Jersey Sports Center and with your 97.3 ESPN question of the day. With the Phillies losing last night to the Milwaukee Brewers and the Brewers celebrating their division-clinching title, it begs the question of how the Phillies lost. Do you believe Carlos Estevez should be the full-time closer, or do you believe it should be on a rotating basis? Let us know by texting 609-403-0973 or use the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. I am completely torn on this one. I think Estevez is a solid closer. He's been really good for the most part with the Phillies, but you also have Jeff Hoffman back there, and Rob Thompson has gone out and he switched it up at times in certain situations, but I still think it is Estevez's job. Let us know by texting 609-403-0973. Your forecast is next.
When things are just too hard and you need someone to listen, 988 is here. Call, text, or chat 24/7. We are here for you. 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Call 988. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
From the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dan Zarrow. The official start of fall is about 63 hours away, but there's nothing cool or crisp or autumn-like about sticky humidity and overnight temperatures in the 60s. We'll bottom out around 66 tonight, quiet and mild with some clouds. Partly sunny tomorrow, maybe a quick midday shower, a bit breezy along the coast, high 77. Saturday looks good, partly sunny and seasonable, highs 75. Get weather 24/7 wherever you are. Download our free mobile app today.
At Complete Care Health Network, their new men's and family health professionals facility in Williamstown offers preventative health screenings and primary care for the entire family with a focus on men's health. Schedule your appointment at CompleteCareNJ.org.
This is Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Not wholesale changes, no. We need to do a better job with me at the lead of preparing the guys to play with better technique and better discipline.
Kind of sounds a little like Andy Reid. I got to do a better job. I got to do better. Vic Fangio's answer to what the Eagles got to fix heading into a Saints matchup. The Saints team, are they the best offense in football? They sure at least statistically look like it. Rob Maaddi from the Associated Press joining us now here on 97.3 ESPN. Rob, welcome in. How you doing today?
What's going on, Josh? How are you?
All right, now I got to figure out why. Oh, that's why. All right, I couldn't hear a single word you said there, Rob, but now I can hear you. How you doing?
Good, man. All right, I thought it was on my end because I've had all kinds of problems. As much as I do Zooms and StreamYards and everything else, I had some issues earlier today. I was doing a Fox interview, and I'm like, what's going on here? It was just a Zoom, but all right, glad we got it. It's not me.
No, this time it was me. It's not you. It's like a bad dating show. But speaking of bad, Fangio did not instill a lot of confidence today, Rob. He kept being asked, what can you guys do? What needs to be fixed? And he turned it into, I got to do a better job. I got to teach the guys better. I got to put them in a better position. He's turning it on himself instead of on the players. Rob, it doesn't sound like they have any answers, or is the coach just protecting the players?
I'm looking at the transcript now and reading through Fangio, and I'm wondering, we were so used to Andy Reid not putting guys in position to succeed, and I feel like part of this, though, in Fangio's case, is him, because we've seen Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis play better previously. Yet now, what do they have? A combined one tackle for Davis, 0 tackles for Carter. Bryce Huff, who played well last year and earned a $50 million contract, 1 assisted tackle. Not even a solo, Josh. Not even like he assisted on a tackle. So if you have guys who have had success elsewhere and now they're in a new system with a new coordinator who's trying to do things his way and they are not getting the job done, I think it actually is on Fangio more than it is trying to protect the players. Like, what is it with your system? What is it with your scheme that is not allowing these guys to excel or to at least play up to their capabilities and what we're used to? So I think that's part of it. Like, I have a lot of questions about Fangio's system, right? You don't have any pressure on the quarterback whatsoever, and you have guys who have pressured the quarterback. But now all of a sudden, you can't even get to the quarterback. You got a guy in Devin White who has been a playmaking linebacker at various points earlier in his career, who's still a young guy. And I know how things ended sourly for him with the Buccaneers last year, but he's healthy. He's ready to go. And then Fangio alludes to the whole, what did he say? Something about special teams is a part of it. Like, are you asking Devin White to have to play special teams to be eligible to play for the Philadelphia Eagles, to even suit up, to not be inactive? Like, when you have guys who aren't making plays, who aren't getting to the quarterback, who aren't forcing turnovers, might be in your best interest to find a way, right, to fit in a playmaker who has made those kinds of plays at various points in his career and is still young. So I do have some questions and some doubts right now about Fangio's system, especially the way things unfolded and ended against Kirk Cousins in Atlanta on Monday night. That was a whole big 6-7 week collapse last season fit into 2 minutes, fit into the last minute and 47.
You know, it's interesting because I've seen a lot of the film guru guys, breaking down tape, and they've all been pointing to the fact that when you look at the problem with the Eagles' run defense, one of the problems is you have 2 D linemen and then the 2 overhang outside guys, right? And it's like, well, now the offensive line has more hats, right? They can put more guys on the defense. And it's like, I'm sitting there and like, I got to give credit to Bo Allen. He was the best one I've seen. I mean, it was 18 minutes of him just destroying the Eagles' defensive alignment. And I'm like, if Bo Allen can figure this out, and you and me watching on TV can figure this out, what's Fangio doing? Like, it's like, at some point, it's like, you know how fans are, Rob. The guy sitting at the bar, he doesn't comprehend how I can see what's wrong. Why can't they see it? And I know it's not that simple, but it kind of feels that simple, Rob.
Where did Bo Allen give that 18-minute critique? Because I might want to watch Bo Allen.
It's on Greenlight, man. Greenlight, the Greenlight channel.
Oh, that's Bo and Chris Long?
Yeah, they call it Butter Breakdowns because his nickname is Butter, the Butter King.
I like that, but you're right. It goes back to, and I know Eagles fans are a different breed. Overly analytical, overly passionate, analyze and dissect every single play, and sometimes way over the top and way wrong, but sometimes so right. Like, it's obvious, right? Sometimes things are so obvious. When we've seen it with the offense, when you go in a certain down and distance and you see the quarterback in a shotgun and you see where the running back, he's just handing off on. So we've been able to look at the Eagles over the years in various ways and go, this looks predictable, that looks predictable. And here's one of those instances in Fangio's defense. And it just makes me wonder. I don't know who I heard say this week. And I think it was right on. It was Howie Roseman, for as good of a job as he's done lately, right? And he's obviously helped the Eagles put the Super Bowl roster together, got them back to a Super Bowl, had the little, there you go through the J Jaw draft pick and Jalen Reagor and things like that. But I don't think he assembled a roster that fits what Vic Fangio wants. And part of that is, like, you look at Bryce Huff. The money spent there may not necessarily, it doesn't seem like it translates to a guy who fits what Vic Fangio is looking for. So if the moves are made, when did they bring Vic in, Josh? Was that pre-free agency? Like, it was pretty early on, right?
I'm looking it up right now.
I'm trying to think back. Like, it seemed like it was going to be a foregone conclusion. But even if you have the idea and you have the defensive coordinator in place,
the official announcement was January 27th. So that's a month and a half before free agency.
Way in advance. So you have to be in sync with, what are your needs? What are you looking for? What kind of players do you want? Have the evaluation process, and then go out and get those guys. And I don't want to – it's one game, right? It's week 3 of the season. You want to give guys a little bit more acclimation period. They didn't get reps or that many reps in the preseason. But when I look down at the stats and I see 315 yards rushing, 6.4 average yards per carry that they're giving up. I see nobody getting to the quarterback except Zach Bond had 2 sacks. All those number 1 picks who aren't even showing up on a stat sheet, it's concerning. And you have to question every part of it. You have to question the guys that are in place. Do they fit this scheme? Is this scheme not catered to fit their needs? Is he trying to, what do we always say? Put a round peg into a square hole, or a square peg into a round, is
the
that
latter.
part of
the latter, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Is that part of the problem here with Vic Fangio? Now, all that said, what a test you got this week. against the New Orleans Saints and an offense that is just clicking on every cylinder possible, firing like crazy. 15 drives and 15 scores, 11 touchdowns, 4 field goals. Derek Carr, like, it's incredible. Alvin Kamara, Rashid Shaheed, and Chris Olave hasn't even been a big part of the offense yet, Josh. He's got 6 catches for 92 yards, no touchdowns. Imagine if they actually worked him into the offense, how much more dangerous they can be. And now you got the Eagles coming in on a short week, down, dejected. And it sets up for what should be potentially like a 40-point outburst by a team that's averaging 45.5 points a game. And I don't see it that way because they're only 2.5-point favorites, and the line's telling me something there, and that's kind of crazy and weird in and of itself. But they better get their act together because you got the real deal you're facing in New Orleans on Sunday.
Talking with Rob Maaddi from the Associated Press, joining us here on 97.3 ESPN. You mentioned Howie Roseman, and that's an interesting question because Howie said multiple times this offseason, Rob, that their focus was fixing the secondary. Howie said, I did a bad job the year before of retooling the secondary. He says, it was a focus of ours to get the secondary right. Well, whether they get the secondary right or not might not matter, Rob, because if the front 7 isn't right, then what does it matter with the back end? And now, who didn't practice today? C.J. Garner-Johnson. He didn't practice today. He's got a foot issue. So now we're delving into the whole, well, what if happens if CJ's not there on Saturday? How does that impact the game? So things are getting a little more ridiculous for a defense that, let's be realistic, they played well for 3 quarters.
For 3.5 even. I don't need to hear this. GJ's not going to play. I already took the Eagles as my upset special. Come on. Come on. You got to figure out a way to get on the field, man. And I think he will.
Now you sound like a degenerate gambler.
Oh, man. That's what I hate about making my picks on a Wednesday. I got to pick my games on a Wednesday, and things change. Like, we don't even know about Jordan Love. If he's going to play, he's not going to play. I want to tell you. Anyway, beyond that, there's a lot of pressure on the secondary when you don't have any pressure on the quarterback. And now you're allowing the quarterback to sit in that pocket, and like, Josh, we can count the amount of times he's got to pat the ball, right? You got a quarterback in the pocket and nobody's around him, and he's like 1 pat, 2 pat, 3. Like, if the quarterback's patting that football in the pocket, you got problems because the secondary can only cover the greatest of the secondary players, Dion's and Darrelle Revis and the Hall of Famers, like, can only cover for so long. Their guys are going to get open. You got to get to the quarterback. So there's an intense amount of pressure on that secondary, and it's just amplified. So they got to find a way. I said it on Twitter after the loss on Monday night, and people got a kick out of it. The Eagles' best pass rusher is holding out for the New York Jets. And that's the problem right now.
I heard Mike Greenberg say that Hassan Reddick has doomed 2 defenses in one swoop. You know, the guy.
He tweeted today, Josh. Like, I was hopeful that there was some sort of resolution. Did you see that?
Was it really him?
Let me see. Hassan Reddick.
My question is always: is it the guy tweeting, or is it AJ Brown and my Twitter got hacked?
It only said God will always make a way. So I'm not sure where he was going with that. You know, God will God will always make a way. Of course. Now I'm looking a way down the turnpike. Please come back to Philly. Please, Lord, tell me God made a way to Philly. A lot of Eagles fans in his mentions, not honoring your contract. Okay, yeah. But, yeah, God's making a way for – is that progress? I didn't see any reports out of New York. I probably should have sent a message to the agent, and maybe I will now that I saw that tweet and I didn't follow up. Something's happening with Hassan Reddick. Maybe the Eagles did flip a 6th-round pick to Joe Douglas and say, let's bring him back. We can't get to the quarterback. Oh, and by the way, would you like to take Bryce Huff back Matt, can you imagine that? Can you imagine? It's like, hey, yeah, we gave Bryce Huff $51 million. He's got one assisted tackle, not even a solo in 2 games. So basically, his stat line's like ours, all zeros across the board.
It's like the inverted draft day with Kevin Costner. I want all my picks back. You know, it's how he's like, no, you can have them all back. You can take them all back.
Oh man, that was like when did Mike Ditka trade his entire draft for Ricky
Williams? Yeah.
That
was the year that the Eagle fans won Ricky Williams. That are mad they got Donovan McNabb.
Oh yeah. Led by, wasn't it? I don't know at the time he was the mayor, Ed Rendell, but he was like leading.
He was mayor. Yeah, he was mayor at the time.
Leading the charge for. He's not doing a post game show anymore, is he?
No, he's a little too old at this point. So.
Okay.
I actually ran into his son. I was at an event with him a while ago, and
Jesse, good dude.
Yeah. I ran into Jesse because we did an event at the Connor Barwin's Make the World Foundation pickleball tournament, and it's actually where I ran into Bo Allen this summer. So, but yeah, it was Bo Allen and Jake Elliott were like the celebrity tandem, like destroying everybody in pickleball because Jake's like an athletic savant, basically.
So I saw Jake Elliott play softball a couple of years back, maybe 17, 18 in Carson Wentz's like AO1 Foundation softball game. And Jake Elliott was, like he was playing shortstop. He was hitting bombs. I'm like, the kicker is the best athlete on a softball field.
Yeah.
I was blown. He didn't win the home run derby though. I think Reggie Rogers, remember him, the tight end?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
He went from the Packers to the Eagles to the Packers.
Richard Rogers.
Richard Rogers. Yeah, that guy. He won the home run derby, I believe. But Jake Elliott was the best all-around player, which kind of is like it should be embarrassing for other football players because we're not talking baseball. Right? Like I can understand if you're a football player, you can't hit a 90-mile-an-hour curve or a slider, but man, you should be able to hit a slow pitch softball. You don't need to be great. You don't have to be an awesome athlete. So I always enjoyed those because I'd be like, wow, that guy's a great quarterback or a great whatever, but I'm better than him in this other sport. So
not AJ Brown. AJ Brown's the best baseball player on the team. So
is he AJ? Yeah, I think they do. So does he or Devontae does one now too up in
So I don't know. I guess you don't know the story. So the reason why AJ went to Ole Miss, because remember he almost went to Alabama and joined Jalen Hurts after they became friends. Because Jalen Hurts hosted his visitation to Alabama.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
He went to Ole Miss because Ole Miss told him he could play baseball and football. He wasn't going to be allowed to at Alabama because Nick Saban wants you at spring practice, right? Because AJ Brown was looked at by MLB teams like the Padres to potentially maybe have him be like a Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray situation. And
I missed that on AJ Brown. I just want to see AJ Brown heal up and get that calf injury and find a way to get out there on Sunday because once again I took the Eagles. Special.
Well, I will say this, and I'm gonna open the door for you into a part of what I do on Fridays, because when I give out my picks on Fridays, I explain to the audience sometimes you got to look at what the sports book is not telling you. I just pulled up a list of all the sports books, and if you look at the Eagles line, it's +2.5, right now in New Jersey. But almost all the books have a minus value on that Eagles as a +2.5 or a +3. So what the sports book is telling you is, even though the line says the Saints are the favorite, the book is still devaluing the underdog because that means they probably think the Eagles can win.
Wow. And like when look, I look at this game. You got a team coming off a short week, can't stop the run, can't get to the quarterback, facing a team that's been unstoppable with a terrific defense too as well. Like as great as the Saints offense has played, you got superstars on all three levels. You got Cam Jordan, you got DeMario Davis, you got Honey Badger. They're doing it without even Marshawn Lattimore, 4-time Pro Bowl corner, has been out. may or may not be back. I haven't seen the injury report today to see if he's going to be ready to go. So when I saw that, I'm like, all right, Saints will be a 5.5-point favorite. It makes sense, right? And then it's 2.5. How is it 2.5? And it was 3 at one point. I'm like, how could that possibly be 2.5? You're telling me, right, Josh? It's 3 points for a home team. So the Saints are, in the view of odds makers, on a neutral field, right? The Eagles they have the Eagles as a better team on a neutral field because they are less than a 3. You take the 3 points for being a home team, and it's like negative half a point. And that it doesn't make sense to me. What have you seen in the first 2 weeks from both sides? It should be a much bigger line, and that's why I don't believe the Eagles are a better team. My conviction on how they're going to go out there and win the game is like I'm searching still. Yet the line just says to me, "Hey, this is all over the Eagles." And then you're telling me the negative over there, showing you not only just a take, but for the money line. I'm feeling better now about my pick. Jalen Hurts is 2-0 against the Saints. Run the football somehow against them and control the clock. And if you got the ball for 40 minutes, now you keep that prolific offense. And listen, I know it's election year Derek Carr, which means he's going to play like an MVP. You saw those stats, right? 2016, 2020, and now 2024. Derek Carr's like all pro, all world, great quarterback. But I like Derek Carr more than most, but he's still Derek Carr. And I think maybe this is the week where Bryce Huff shows up, where the Georgia Bulldogs first round picks actually play like first round picks, and maybe they get a little bit of that Vic Fangio scheme down some more, and they make some things happen.
By the way, Marshawn Lattimore, limited participant at practice today.
Limited today? Okay.
Limited.
Nice.
Does not have the DMP next to his name.
Okay. Limited. That's kind of like Jordan Love was yesterday. I didn't see Jordan Love's update for today, too.
Last thing I saw was Matt LaFleur said he's a game time decision. So.
Yeah, they're playing gamesmanship. He's probably gonna have to wear that big bulky brace if he plays. It might not be the smartest thing for the Packers. You want a game with Malik Willis. Just let him go out there one more. Let him play one more game and give Jordan Love. You don't want to mess with an MC. I'll just ask RG3 what it feels like to play games when your knee's not ready to go and what that can do to your career.
Rob, before I let you go, I did want to ask you about the 49ers because we talk about injuries. I mean, what is going on in San Francisco? I mean, is this team gonna, are they gonna rally around this, or are they gonna start falling apart? Because it feels like every week now someone's getting injured, and you just lost on the road to a Vikings team that didn't make you look like the 49ers. How many times we hear about how great Kyle Shanahan is as a play caller? Well, guess what? Brian Flores took him to school. I mean, Brian Flores said, You're telling me Trent Williams is the best tackle in football? I'm sending no one near him. Almost every blitz, every pressure came from the other side of the line, and Kyle Shanahan never adjusted. The Vikings won, and now the 49ers got another guy who's going to miss time. Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, it's piling up here, Rob.
Fortunately for them, they're playing a banged up Rams team this week who they don't have Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. I picked up Tutu Atwell on my fantasy team just for that reason, because I'm expecting a lot of targets to go his way. So fortunately for the 49ers, but their injury situation is real. It's legitimate, and it's part of the reason why I didn't think they're going to be able to bounce back and go to the Super Bowl again. I thought this would be a letdown year for them. And the biggest one of all is Christian McCaffrey, because listening to, you've heard Dr. David Chow, right? And his insights, and he's someone who is really tuned in and obviously knows what he's talking about. And when the way he described Christian McCaffrey's injury is like it's a calf with some Achilles tendonitis, and then that's all I need to hear is like there's the possibility of him coming back, and then we see a full rupture of the Achilles tendon. And remember when Ryan Howard went through that? Ryan Howard, before he blew out his Achilles on that final swing of the 2011 season, and it may have been, he missed time previously and all that. So that's a major concern. Like I think Debo will eventually come back, and they didn't put him on IR, so he's not necessarily going to miss the 4 games. But I know Jordan Mason's done well in McCaffrey's absence, but they need CMC to be at full go to be able to be a Super Bowl contender. So the Eagles are fortunate that the Cowboys got blown up. The Niners are not healthy. The Saints, you got a shot to dethrone them this week, and then you'll have that all-important tiebreaker down the road. So the Eagles just need to come out, win a game, and I think everything will be right in Philly again.
Any thoughts on the Jets-Patriots game tonight? You thinking the Jets are going to keep riding here, or do you think the Patriots have a chance for an upset?
I think it's time the Jets put it together, right? The first game, 49ers, Aaron Rodgers, first game back. A little bit of a struggle last week on the road. Fortunate that Will Levis keeps making boneheaded decisions and turning the ball over. I think this is a week where you see a little bit more crispiness out of that offense, out of Aaron Rodgers. All that said, the Patriots have owned this team, right? And they just fight hard for Gerard Mayo. So I think the Jets win. But I think the Patriots will find a way to keep it close enough to get the cover. Was it 6.5, somewhere around there, right?
Depends on what book you go to. It's either 6 or 6.5.
Yeah, I think the Jets are gonna. I took them to win. I took the Patriots to cover because I don't know. I'm trying to find the score I had, but I just don't see the Jets ready to run away from anything. I'm not completely sold on Salah at this point, and they got to go as far 23. Oh shoot, I had it at 6.5, but I took a 23-17 game, so I'm basically taking a push. But I got the 6.5. I took that hook, so that's where I'm going. I got it right there. Which will be great, Josh, because I don't want to see a blowout on Thursday night. Like last Thursday night wasn't any fun, especially with what happened with Tua. We want to see a close game where it matters in the fourth quarter.
I'm looking at the books right now. 4 of the 8 books available in New Jersey, you can get the hook.
I can't get that 6.5. All right, that's where I got it for my readers of Pro Picks. We have AP's got BetMGM, so we go by that. But, yeah.
Let me pull up BetMGM then. Let me see. BetMGM is currently now at 6.
It's now at 6? How about that?
BetMGM moved on you.
They moved on me. All right, now I got to see what else moved on me.
But here's the thing. If you lock it in before it moves, you're good. But if you try to jump on it now,
You got the game. The game for me is like that Ravens Cowboys game, man. That Ravens Cowboys game. It's at 1, and the Ravens still favored by 1 on the road. Right?
I'll scroll to it. It's 1 or 1.5.
Ravens minus 1.5. 1 or 1.5. Like that's a matter of a desperate team right there. Like you can't afford to go. No teams ever won a Super Bowl at 0-3. That doesn't happen. And they can't. They need, as bad as the Cowboys played last week, they can survive 1-2 a whole lot better than Baltimore can come back from 0-3. So I got the Ravens winning that game.
Wow, that'd be no bueno for the Cowboys.
Yeah, be another more good news for the Eagles.
Rob Maaddi from the Associated Press. He's getting all of his Zoom and StreamYard situations figured out heading into the weekend as he covers the NFL. Joining us here on 97.3 ESPN. Rob, I always appreciate you jumping on with me. Enjoy the weekend. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Josh. And Eli Manning, Faith on the Field this weekend.
Oh, Eli Manning.
Yes,
Saturday
sir.
and Sunday morning, Faith on the Field here on 97.3 ESPN. Nice Eli Manning. Now, the question with Eli is, which you didn't ask him, but I'll ask you really quick. when Eli has a conversation with someone like Rob Maaddi, is he on the Zoom or does he make you do a phone call?
No, he's a Zoomer. Yeah, Eli's a big time Zoomer.
Because I know they were joking with Belichick the other night about how Belichick's like, I don't understand how you guys do all this technology stuff, and Eli and Peyton are like, Coach, we're not that young. Like, like they were trying to explain to Coach that they're getting up close to 52 now. Like they're
Eli's always Zoomed. I've had a few guys who only wanted to do phone calls over the air. Like the guys who do want to do phone calls are busy doing something else at the same time. Russell Wilson one time getting a massage. Talking.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, as long as as long as they're willing to go, man, they're willing to do it, willing to talk. I'm very much appreciative. So Eli was willing to talk about faith, family, friends, football, faith first. So I was like, that qualifies. Let's go. Faith on the field, baby.
Well, his nephew Arches had that big debut against UTSA last week. So I mean,
and starting this week, yeah.
Well, I don't mean to totally derail our conversation, but I said this the other day. Arch is going to start for the next couple games. I can guarantee it because Texas has a bye week before the Oklahoma game. So the easy thing for Sark to do in Texas is just let the young man play the next 2 weeks, then go into the bye week and then figure out Quinn Ewers' strained oblique core muscle or whatever they're calling it this week.
Makes sense. And then by then, we'll see how, and they've got it obviously an easier schedule the next couple of games. So
yeah,
well, I just love seeing
Louisiana
speed,
Tech. They got Louisiana Tech this weekend. They'll be fine.
Arch turned it up. I think he ran faster than or had more yards rushing on one carry than Peyton and Eli ever had combined.
He looked like his grandfather.
Yeah, which has been before our time, thankfully. I don't remember too. I know Archie Manning played for the Aints. Remember, I do remember the paper bags that the Saints fans put on their face, like vaguely back. But we're not quite as old as Bill Belichick.
No, we're not. But I do remember the documentary that there's literally an Ole Miss Rebels football song all about Archie Manning. So.
Oh man,
he was such a legend at that school. So
no, I didn't. That's good art. That's good Manning family knowledge right there. The first family of football.
Hang out with me, Rob. You'll learn all kinds of useless information. So
much appreciated. Thanks,
Rob. I'll talk to you later.
All right, brother. Take care.
Josh Hennig here on 97.3 ESPN. Wrap up the Power Hour coming on next. Check out the text board one more time. 609-403-0973. Jeff from Ocean City chiming in. He says he's going down to New Orleans. Wow, pretty big deal. Well, if you're not going to New Orleans to see the Eagles play, well, you can come join me this Sunday at Doyle's Poorhouse in Tuckerton, where we'll be having the Eagles Saints watch party, where you can win an AJ Brown jersey, David Spade coming to Atlantic City tickets, and much more. So come out. If you're not going to New Orleans, like Jeff in Ocean City is, you can come join me at Doyle's Poorhouse in Tuckerton this Sunday, kickoff at 1 p.m. Eagles and Saints. Come out, watch the game, have a chance to win all kinds of prizes this Sunday at Doyle's Poorhouse, Tuckerton. I'm Josh Hennig. We'll wrap up the Power Hour coming up next.
Ian Eagle here from Thursday Night Football on Westwood One. Join three-time Super Bowl champion Devin McCourty and me this week for the Patriots at the Jets. New England came up short last Sunday in an overtime loss to the Seahawks. Now they face their AFC East rival, the New York Jets, for the first time with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. Don't miss it. The Pats at the Jets on Thursday Night Football.
Listen to Thursday Night Football. Coverage begins at 7:30 on 97.3 ESPN.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Wrap up your workday with the all-new Chickies and Pete's Happy Hour with unbeatable specials weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Enjoy half-price orders of Chickies medium tender wings, one of our tasty and delicious pizzas, or an order of mouth-watering hot, cold, or fried shrimp. Plus $3 domestic bottled beers, $5 Tito's, and $6 seltzers. It's the all-new happy hour, weekdays 4 to 6 p.m., only at Chickies and Pete's. Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Now, for a limited time, it's buy one, get one free snow crab legs every Tuesday and Wednesday. Buy one, get one free, and enjoy the sweet, delicate flavor of snowy white crab meat. Pair it with one of our handcrafted cocktails like the Stoli Vanilla Creamsicle or the Bourbon Peach Sweet Tea. Top it off with Chickie and Pete's world-famous crab fries. Buy one, get one free snow crab legs every Tuesday and Wednesday for a limited time. Restrictions apply only at Chickies and Pete's.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
New Jersey might be small, but there's a lot of wow packed into this little state. Cork-popping wows, time to dine wows, Pine Barren wows. Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
High five! Up top! Heck yeah!
Dave's company just got the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business.
Yeah, 5 years!
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
High five for gig speed.
5 years of advanced security.
Security win.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Our rate ain't changing.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
There it is.
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Woohoo!
Now he's got savings.
I'm so excited.
Yep, Dave's feeling it. But it's only for a limited time, so don't wait. Switch today and ask how to get the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Powering 5 years of savings. Powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Ends 9/22/24. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Hey you, I knew I'd find you back in the same aisle. What are you looking for today? More fiber, more laxatives, more of the same ways to manage your constipation? Look, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screams. Go to the Gallery. Go to the Fanatic Sportsbook. Go for the win at Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? with a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Save thousands at Matt Blatt Kia. Get out of your old trade today, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. Go to mattblattkianj.com for more details. That's mattblattkianj.com.
It's gotta be a
Matt Blatt Kia.
Now, more Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and on the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
All right, we're just going to wrap it up here. Obviously, we went along with Rob Maaddi here on 97.3 ESPN. Don't forget, tonight, 7:30, you can hear the Jets and Patriots right here on 97.3 ESPN and catch it on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. I feel pretty confident this game is won by the Jets tonight. What I'm not confident in is the over-under. This over-under is really low. And I got a feeling I might be under that 38-39. I don't know. Thursday nights are really weird, so I'm not feeling great about that over-under. What I do like is the person that scored a touchdown tonight. What I really think is going to happen, don't go with Allen tonight. I think Mike Williams might score a touchdown tonight. Anytime touchdown, Mike Williams. Have a great night, everybody. Hey, Eagle fans, this is Josh Hennig inviting you to join me this Sunday for our 97.3 ESPN Eagles watch party at Doyle's Poorhouse in Tuckerton. Come out for your chance to win an A.J. Brown Eagles jersey and other great prizes we will be giving away at halftime of the Eagles-Saints game. You must be present to win at Doyle's Poorhouse in Tuckerton for our 97.3 ESPN Eagles watch party. Come out to watch the Eagles game this Sunday and win prizes at Doyle's Poorhouse in Tuckerton.
What's better than one win?